Hello, 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 and welcome to Mother, Sisters, Daughters, Coffee and Tea. I'm your host, Trina G.
I'm your host, Lady J, and welcome today.
Welcome, people.
Yay!
Today is episode 9, you guys.
Nine! Yay! Yay!
Amazing,
Yay! Yay!
amazing.
Excited.
Very,
Yes,
very excited.
yes. So excited about our ninth episode. Thank you to all of you that have kept us encouraged to keep going and
Yes,
living our dream and vision.
we definitely appreciate you guys for tuning in with us today. As Christmas is approaching, let us remember those who are spending Christmas without their loved ones. As we understand the sadness behind the loss, we also want to remember all of the amazing times that were shared.
And because we have shared so many amazing times, and Christmas can be often a very stressful, rush time. And now we are in COVID-19. What kind of Christmas are you having? Are we still doing the same things? Are we learning to do things different? Is Uncle Willie coming over and Aunt Allie? We all have those uncles and aunties that come. What happened? We love to see them come, and some we love to see them go. Some we hate
Ooh.
to see them come, and we hate to see them go. Some we hate to go, and others we just need you to leave this party.
Don't even come. Don't even
But it's
come.
all about love. It's all about love.
All
Everybody got
about
an
love.
Uncle Willie and Aunt Sally. I know that.
Yes, indeed. And our mission is to bring enlightenment to the masses of our brown skin, the royalty within, our history, and the fight to educate, emancipate, and liberate the minds. How can one understand if they have not been taught?
And plus, if you have any questions, please interact within the comment section below, and we will try to answer as many questions along with acknowledging all of you who commented. The show is
Yes,
about
indeed.
learning, laughing, loving, and living. Now that I have given you the menu,
Let's sip some coffee and spill some tea.
sip, spill,
Spill,
spill.
spill, spill, spill. Christmas is right around the corner, and there are families getting ready to travel across the world to spend time with those they love. Even during COVID, it is not stopping some people.
No, because I went to the mall, let me tell you.
Oh,
Couldn't find
Lord.
parking space. They had the crossing guards up. The stores are packed. Grocery stores are packed. People are outside. And let me tell you, some people are not even practicing social distancing. Now, we
They are
know the
not.
numbers. Okay. We know the numbers has risen, especially here in Los Angeles, California, where I
Mhm.
am. We know the numbers has risen. We need to take some safety precaution.
Yes.
Just think of other people and not only yourself. Think of your family members. Think of those who have gone on because of this deadly disease. COVID is no joke. Whether you believe it's here or whether you believe it's not, it's best to take precaution. By what? Washing your hands. How many
Mm-hmm.
seconds? 20 seconds. Sing the happy birthday song as you wash your hands with soap and water.
Yes,
Another thing,
people.
yeah, wear your mask. Very important. If you're going to be around people, wear your mask. However your mask may look, ugly, pretty, cute, doesn't matter. Wear your mask. It's very important.
Definitely.
And keep a safe distance from others. That is so important. We have to abide by some of these rules to get to a better place. Nothing will ever be the same in 2021. But one thing I know, I have learned how to live differently and better in 2020. And I appreciate what I have, even with COVID-19. It is a great start to a new beginning of how we live.
That is definitely true. Definitely true. Now, today we are going to share some Black history with you all, dealing with what happened during December.
So many things happened during December. Everyone should know by now I'm a Black history buff. I like to know about my history. So I study the history and I come up with different ones that I think would be relevant to today. And since we're going to celebrate Black History in December, let's talk about 1777. George Washington reversed previous policies that allow recruitment of Black soldiers. Some 5,000 soldiers participated on the American side before the end of the Revolution. Now that's some history for you. Who knew? Some did, some didn't. Good history to know. Thank you for your service. December 6th, 1865. The 13th Amendment was ratified, outlawing slavery. Outlawing slavery. And this was passed by the Congress, abolishing slavery within the United States and any other place that had that jurisdiction. Thank God for the abolishment of slavery. It might not came right when we wanted to, but thank God it came right on time. Now, here's some all of us know about. Lady Rosa Parks. December 1955, Rosa Parks refused to change her seat on a Montgomery bus. On December 5th, on December 5th, Black Americans began to boycott the bus system in Montgomery, Alabama, which continued shortly after December 13th, 1956, a year later. Sometimes it takes a long time to get a job done. When the United States Supreme Court outlawed bus segregation in the city. Sometimes we got to wait, but we have to do what we got to do in our waiting. What the word tells me, wait on the Lord and he will renew your strength. I know he renewed all their strength because they waited and they marched. And guess what? Now we all can sit on the bus anywhere we want. We can also sit on the bus in restaurants anywhere we want. And because of all these arguments, Gail Gray, who argued the 14th Amendment, Thurgood Marshall, who ordered Brown versus Brown, and then we had this the bus case that was argued as well. Thank God we have the victory, and we yet are marching forward. Now, 1995, December, Kweisi Mfume was unanimously elected the president and chief executive officer of the NAACP. He is the U.S. representative of Maryland, the 7th Congressional District, serving from 1987 to 1996, and again, 2020. Thank you, Mr. Mfume, for your service.
Amazing, amazing. Now that we've given you that history tea, go on and sip on that just a little bit. Grab your coffee mug and your teacups and join us as we talk about family and the
Oh,
holidays.
I forgot my glasses.
Oh, take them off. Take them off.
I didn't take them off. I was just going on. Hi, people. Hey, everybody.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is how we do it.
Da, 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 da.
This
All
is how.
right.
Look, I got my shimmy, shimmy.
Your shimmy, shimmy.
My shimmy, shimmy.
My
My shimmy, shimmy. I'm a
goodness.
shimmy,
My
shimmy, shimmy. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff.
all that good stuff.
All that good stuff. All that good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the holidays. How's your holiday?
Ooh, how's your holidays?
We don't have a lot of family around. Any of you guys missing Uncle Willie? Aunt May? You know, everybody got an Uncle Willie and Aunt May. That's gonna stir up some stuff in the household when it comes to the holiday. But you know,
Look,
there's always the Rona Barrett of the family. She or he knows all the business going on in the family. Are you missing all that tea for the holiday?
look.
Who got married? Who had babies? Who got divorced? Shame before
Ooh,
God.
I'm gonna give it
It's just
all.
holidays bring out the good and the bad in everyone, but
Yeah.
especially when you're shopping. Man, Trina G, When you shopping, people are literally losing their minds.
They are, and I don't
Even with
appreciate it.
COVID, I don't
Look, I
appreciate it.
don't appreciate
No,
it. Look,
no.
they be look, and they have those little stickers on the floor saying, "Hey, stand here. Hey, stand here." Now, reading is fundamental because it
Well,
says stand there, and they
right.
don't. They
They walk
don't.
right up on your back.
And then I got to turn around and say something to the people, like,
Well,
"Y'all
I've
really
been
want me to give
guilty.
you what you want?"
I've been guilty. Yeah, because the way they do the lines, you don't know if it's this line or that line. So I just walk up to the line that's empty and forget to look behind me as somebody's over on the other aisle waiting to get in the line. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Because in one of the stores they have a line here and a line here, and this line goes over to the first one. Well, if you don't know that, you come right up, you look, say, well, nobody's reading the floor. The line is actually empty. But when you walk up there, people are like, I'm like, oh
Oh, they
well,
show looking like the line is back there.
yeah, but I'm like, the line thing says here, and then I go, excuse me, is this a line? Because people are waiting over there for this. People be mad at me. I don't be
I know
caring.
they do.
But one thing I know for me this Christmas, I'm not standing in all them long lines.
Mm-mm. No, we're not doing that. I'm
Man,
getting out in the morning, people.
COVID have brought about a new change in how you shop.
It has. Online is everything.
And if you didn't get Amazon early, sorry.
Look, Amazon
Sorry.
is the holy grail. You guys better get into it now. Get into that
Yeah.
Amazon, that shopping online, that Target, Walmart, all that is online.
Jacqueline, Jacqueline,
Mhm.
New York and Company. What else? All the Macy's, all those stores. Get in line. I'm telling you, the lines are something else. But when it comes to family, I do miss the family shoppings, the family gathering of the
Mhm.
Christmas trees, um, that part, and preparing, getting ready to have the meal, decorating the house. My house is not completed yet.
So
It
that's not
is
it.
just not completed. I, y'all can't see. Can you see my lights on? I got my lights on.
Yeah, I can see them.
I got my
I
lights on.
can.
And so
Look at you.
this part, can I? Yeah, there you go. Woo! What you say?
Look
What you
at that.
say now? What you say now?
I do like the decorations. That's the one thing. Growing up, spending that time together, decorating the house. And I
Yes.
remember when you and dad gave us money to go to shop, and we didn't have over five, it wasn't over $5, I don't think, but we had to shop for each other, and we had to
Oh, it was
like,
$10 at least.
oh, okay. So we had to shop for each other, and yeah, because it was six of us. So we had to shop for each other and buy them something that we thought they would like. And
I'm
it's
telling.
so made us so grateful. I know for me, I don't want to speak for my siblings, but I would think the same too. But it made me so grateful because I did the same thing with my children. And it's like when you do that, it's like you appreciate it more
Yes.
because they're giving from the heart. It's not about the money that's being spent. It's not about the new designer or whatever. It's
Right.
about the fact that they're giving from the heart. And it's like, this is what we have. This is what we're doing. And it's all
Yeah.
from the heart. I love you. So it meant a whole lot. And I remember I got my brother some marbles, bought him marbles. And we played. I mean, for those of you guys that know about the marbles, we played that game all the time. And until our adulthood, I would get him marbles because it was just, something of a remembrance from when we were younger and what we were being taught. And I thought there was just so much value in that. And even when I give him marbles, he'll still smile because we know the meaning behind it. So it's just a great thing to be able to do those things with your children and your family because you're showing them that there's more than just what you're buying. It's more than the money or how much it costs. It's,
Absolutely.
if it's a nice little card and they drew it by hand, it's about where it's coming from. It's coming from the heart and not the pockets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And there's so many things that we could do, especially, it a card costs 99 cents. If you don't have 99 cents, you can make a card. Everyone has colored pencils or pens in their house,
Yes.
especially if you have children. There's some glitter somewhere. There, if you have children that's in school, there's some glitter, there's some Elmer glue somewhere. And so you can make your Christmases really, really special. I remember
Yeah.
my Christmas as a child, we would string popcorn. And not only that, my mom made the best popcorn balls. I have not had popcorn balls in so
Oh
long.
wow.
Anybody got a recipe for popcorn balls? Please send me some. I need some. But no, we would sit there and string, me and my brother would string popcorn and put it on a tree. We did different things and it made Christmas much more special. And then when I had children, I had much more than my mom. And so we had to come up with ways because we didn't have a whole lot of money to buy, we had to buy one game system. We couldn't put a game system
Mhm.
in everybody's room. We had to buy, you know, my son had Hot Wheels and the girls like Hot Wheels. Well, you play with his. You got to play with his. So we have to come up with ways to create a family environment that would last throughout their lives, that they could create traditions. And so going and taking that little $10 and buying presents, I thought and we loved them in the stores. They would just be so excited.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
some of them will look at their gift like, Kiana. Anyway,
Call
Kiana,
me.
Kiana is a different type of James child, but yet she grateful for a little gift, that they got. But they just seem to be so grateful for anything that they got, and we
Yeah.
just didn't do it on Christmas. We just didn't give on Christmas. But we know that Christmas was the time that we gave and we celebrated the love, life, living, and laughing. And then we celebrated the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Now, when you look at history, we all know there wasn't a specific date for that, but it was a good acknowledgement. If we can acknowledge anything else in the world, we can acknowledge that. A lot of things wasn't done on this actual day, but we give an acknowledgement. So that was our time to come together as a family and know that the reason for the season was because of Christ, and then because of the love.
Hmm.
If you was a non-believer, still people come together during Christmas time, and you see toy drives, you see more food drives, you see people inviting people into their home. So it's about giving and loving,
Yeah.
not about the amount of money you spend, but it's about the heart that goes
Mhm.
into the gift that you buy. Mhm.
Yeah, I definitely want us to also look at, the many families that are without their loved ones, like for
Absolutely.
military purposes, those who are overseas. Not many people understand what that is like, being without your husband, your wife, or your son or your daughter when they're overseas or they're on tour. It's very, very difficult because you worry about their safety. Um, and while they're there, they're trying their best not to worry about what's going on at home because it's always mission first. But understand that let's keep our love and our support to our troops because they are doing a lot and they miss out on so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can speak from experience, with my dad and then my husband and then now my son. And so it's one of those blessings to be thankful that we can communicate with him and he's back stateside, but there are so many other mothers and fathers and siblings and that cannot be uh with their family at this time. So I want to, also shout out our troops, our
Yeah.
veterans.
Yes. Happy holidays to all the troops all
Yes,
over the world. And just prayers to you and your families and to your children because children miss their fathers during this time. And some children don't understand. And even until teenage years, they still wondering, why dad still have to do this? But when
right.
they choose to serve their country, it's not only them that serve the country, it's the whole family that serves the country. It's not only he may go away to do the actual job, but the
Right.
mom, the children, and whoever is in that family circle, we all serve that country. So I just think I give a shout out to the wives of veterans. I give a shout out to the wives of active duty because when they
Hmm.
go, you still have to serve. Your job doesn't stop as a wife
Hmm.
because he is in another country or he's somewhere else serving his country. So shout out to all the military wives. I was one.
I was
And so
one.
now I was a military daughter. I was military wife. I'm a military mom, and now I'm a military grandma. Woohoo! I like that.
Uh,
My
it's
grandson.
look,
Yeah, the
it's definitely
legacy,
difficult.
the legacy of in our family of armed services stemmed from my father, World War II, to my husband, Persian, to my son, Eugene, to my grandson, Tyler. All
Arnold.
the oh yeah, and Arnold. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Arnold, and to my other son, Arnold. All have served, and so we have a rich legacy. Um, Behind the military, and so we're in
Hmm.
support of that.
Yeah, and also we want to give a shout out to the families that are actually who lost their loved ones.
Yeah,
Um, we know
yes,
we know holidays are difficult times, their birthdays are difficult time, those anniversaries are difficult times.
yes.
When you're spending it without your loved one, it is very, very difficult. I would say it gets better with time. I think it gets better with how you deal with it with time, but the hurt still, is lasting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, being that we go years and years without our father, and it's difficult, but it gets better in how we deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last Christmas I was in California, it was my cousin Nisi, and oh my gosh, I still have the video. So there's a lot of things that you do, and you want to remember the great moments that you've shared with those people who have went on to glory, or so you want to share it with those. Yeah, you want to share the good memories that you've had, and think about all the goodness, especially when you're in the kitchen cooking, because I know some
Yes.
grandmothers would get down in the kitchen. Speaking of my grandmother, look, let me tell you guys something. She wasn't always nice, and she
No.
was messy.
Yes.
She was miss. She was one of them ladies in the church that's, hey baby, yeah, I know the rest.
Cut you.
But she could cook. Oh my God. Homemade bread, her peach cobbler. Oh my gosh, her jarred jams, her jarred hot sauce and pep. Let me tell you guys something. I remember she made
Pepper
bread,
sauce. Pepper sauce.
pepper sauce. She made bread, and it was supposed to be for dinner, right? I was eating it, and she said, "Trina, you're not supposed to eat that. That's for dinner." I said, "You can make some more."
It was so good. I grew up with that
Yeah,
bread. Oh
so
my
good.
God.
It's
And
everything.
it's so good. And she was so good at it.
She
So
was.
my mother was something. Love
She
her.
was.
My mother was something. But one thing she did, she could cook and she could put it
Yeah,
down in some clothes now. She
she
could
can cook. You know
she could
what?
cook.
Speaking of clothes, she had bought me an outfit. It was a suit for church. Now the skirt was kind of short, you know what I'm saying? But I still have the suit. that she bought me, and my daughter actually wore it. And I still have the shoes that she worked in because she was a nurse. And I remember working for Kmart, and I hadn't received my first check, and she said, "Here, wear these shoes." And I still have those shoes. It's those little things that you look back and say, you know what? I
Mhm.
appreciate these things. And the thing
Right.
was, when my daughter didn't have her first check, guess what? She wore those same shoes.
Yeah.
She wore those same shoes, and no manager, nobody said anything to her because it was just like these shoes have been in the family for the longest. And I told myself, no matter what, I will always keep them. They still in good condition too. But it's those things that they leave that says, you know what, I
Right.
can't forget about these moments. No matter about the hard times or how hard it is, these
Right.
moments are everlasting. They
Yeah,
put
the
an impression
arguments, it
on you.
doesn't matter. It doesn't
It
matter the
doesn't.
arguments. It doesn't matter, your opinion, their opinion, because now you don't have them there to have that. And so now you look back on, man, if I could have just done it a little bit different. Uh, like I said, my mom, during Christmas time, my my goodness, food would start cooking 5 days before Christmas. She would be on it, she doing greens, she doing all the traditional things. And then, but sometimes I think she was traditional. We would have duck, and different meals, and she was just so good at cooking and making Christmas so festive, just for me, my dad, her, and my brother, and
Hmm.
and people in the family knew she could cook, so we expected people to come over. Um, you know, in the 60s and 70s, we expected people to come because we want Ruth cooking. And
Hmm.
she could really, really cook. And that's the thing. There are some things we may not like about a person, but we better acknowledge the stuff that they do and can and they did, and which left a big imprint on us. And of course, daughters and mothers sometimes just, I don't know. It's something about the
Hmm.
relationship. We have to talk about that another time. But she made holidays really good. Now, she
Yeah.
wasn't big on decorating the outside of the house, but inside, it was a tree. We got a tree. Don't ask for nothing else. You got your tree, and the decorations was fabulous. The lights, um, and then they spent a lot of money on toys and bikes and skates and. What is it about pajamas and Christmas?
You know what? I don't know what it is, but I tell you what, I love it. Let me tell you, we did a whole before, way before COVID. We did a whole Christmas brunch,
Mm-hmm.
and we had our onesies on. Everybody had on pajamas. Nobody was safe. You walked in that door, you had on your pajamas. And it was so comfy and so nice. The kids went to sleep on the floor. We had our normal Christmas movie that we watched. It was great. I like it.
Now, see, I miss that. I miss being around all the grandchildren. I miss, being around the whole family. I miss having the husband there. I miss all of that. Because that was like great. Like you say, whatever the hot chocolate. My husband
Mm.
loved eggnog. I could not
Oh,
stand
I
that.
love eggnog, especially with the alcohol.
I didn't like that he would have that, and he just would have, and we would be watching movies. And I always wonder, why do we always get new pajamas at Christmas?
I don't
Like, we
know.
don't need them no other time. But you get
Well, good.
you
We
would
wake
get
up.
like 4 pairs of pajamas. Me and my brother. I'm like, and then for whatever reason, I started doing my children. Okay, you get pajamas for Christmas. You get to open one, you get to
And
put on a pair, and then you have others, so you put on your pajamas, take your picture by the Christmas tree, things like that. So I do miss that. I miss being in the kitchen with my girls and my son. Well, the girls.
he be bringing it up now. I don't know about
Yeah, yeah.
that.
My son, my grandsons, and my
Oh yeah,
granddaughter, you know, uh, they get in the kitchen, and because they're old, my grandchildren, some of them are old, some 25, 24.
I think the one in the teens, what AJ is the
AJ
last
had
one in the teens, but
yeah,
Ace and Eight Alley, they still down there.
yeah. Kendra. Kendra is
Oh,
not
Kendra
the
and
twin.
Kyla, they still. Oh,
Uh, 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 Lexi Kendra. She's
she in her
teen.
teens.
Yeah.
Did she just hit 13? Was it
Yes.
13?
Yes.
So
So
yeah,
I think Lexi, uh, AJ.
that has to be it because Kendra and
But
Kyla, Ace and Allie.
what about Charles Trey?
No, he's in his teens.
How does that?
Trey's what?
I don't know.
13?
Is he? Ooh, I'm losing count. My
That's why I
grandson done
said. That's why I said Kendra, Kyla, Allie, and Ace are
are the
still
last ones. Yeah.
are still down
And
there.
well, that's kid. I mean, Ace, Allie, the twins. Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's four. So 16 of them are teens and grown.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have 16
That's how
teen
many
to
you
25 grown and four that's not.
got. Look, I'm up here. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if I can name them. Let's see. We got um
You want to do
um
that?
I might miss somebody.
You might.
But
So
yeah.
we're gonna leave that where that is.
And then the grade. I became a grade. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
So,
On to the next subject.
uh,
But yeah, so I miss that. And Nisi was our Aunt Mary. But before I get into that, let me set something about grief and the holidays. There's no set time on how to grieve.
right,
We may not grieve the same way as it was when it first happened, but there's a certain type of feeling that comes over you during the holidays because that loved one is not there.
right.
People tend to think, especially if you become a widow or widower, that if you start dating right away, oh, your husband has been dead, cold, he's still warm. Or if a man married a few months afterwards, it has to be, well, he must have been seeing her, during the marriage. We
Hmm.
don't know some of the things that go on. And those of you who are not in those shoes, you have no idea what it may be like to
Right.
become widowed or widower. And we still have to live our life. Should we just not just, okay, they're gone. And so I need to just sit in a chair and don't expect to ever get married again or don't expect to date or don't expect to have a life. Just because we move on doesn't mean our grief has stopped. That's a part of the grieving process.
Right.
Some people have to do certain things to get through the grieving process. Some people grieve so hard they grieve themselves to death because of the loss of the love. So
Hmm.
it's hard to say during any of the Christmas holidays, Thanksgiving, birthdays. It is more difficult. Even 14 years later, um, it's a part of me is like, wow, we're not planning a birthday party. We're not doing certain things that I see other couples, having birthday parties, even in COVID.
Hmm.
They're doing little special things with their significant other, their husband. And it's different for those of us who have had that loss. It's the same way in divorce or anything else. So, how long do we grieve? Who knows? It's up to that person. And know that the holidays, it does get easier, but it's never less painful.
Right.
Never less painful.
It's just a difference of how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Find different ways over the years of how to cope with it a little bit better. Because I know when it came around my dad's birthday or the date he passed, those were always in holidays. It was always very difficult. And I remember it was Father's Day. Oh gosh. And I had my children write something to, their father or whatever. And I was like, well, write something on there that you want to say. And one of my children was like, well, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I lost it. I did. And I lost it because I was like, you just don't understand what I would give to say all these things to my dad. But then I had to, reel it in. But that was me, me grieving. And so I was so frustrated and I had to walk off. And then I had to like gather myself because my children don't understand what it's like to be without their
Absolutely.
father. And so for me, it was like, how can you not know what to say and you have him right here in front of you? So it was very difficult. And there was times I would sleep because I didn't want to get up, because I was too distraught. I still hadn't found my balance of how to deal with my grief. So I dealt with it with anger, seclusion, and it was just like, okay, we have to figure something out. And my brother told me the other day, he said, I'm proud of you. I said, why? And he was like, I said, because I'm working. He said, no. I was like, why? He said, because you're doing okay this year. Because everybody know I take it hard. I'm daddy's girl. So I was proud of myself too, because I'm like, I'm doing pretty good. I just don't, try to go on Facebook and look at all the posts and all the other stuff. I just try to, worry about other things. But yeah, it's just learning how to grieve in your way. It may not look
Yeah.
right and it may not seem right, but that's just, some people grieve in many different aspects. And so it may come out very like, but it wasn't coming from a hateful place. It was coming from the love that I was missing from my dad not being here. So yeah, there's no
I,
time.
I remember the first birthday and a holiday, and I went to buy all my sons their Father's Day card. Actually, it was Father's Day the next year, and losing, not losing, because I know where they are. Uh, my husband passed one day, and 2 days later, my only sibling, my brother, passed. And I've always done cards. I love doing cards. And I was standing in Target, and I was buying my son's cards. I was getting Arnold and Eugene and Courtney and Kennedy. Um, I was getting them all cards. And then I seen this lady come by and she was looking for a card. She said, "Oh, I'm looking for a card for my husband." And I just burst into tears because I couldn't do that. I was like, wow. So it's just the little moments um, that I could not buy a card. I couldn't
Hmm.
even write on a paper so he could read it. So I always say, those of you that have it, even in your relationship, oh, he gets on my nerves. Oh, I need to go over here. He needs to just go
Yeah.
somewhere for today. But let me tell you, when that person is all the way gone, there's nothing you can do. You're gonna wish for an argument. You're gonna wish that he throw his shoes somewhere. Because you be like, oh, it's quiet. You ask for this piece, you quiet. My thing was when he was in the military, they were giving him 30-day leave. Oh, 1 week I was like, you need to go back. Because he was always in the way. He's underfoot. He didn't have nothing to do. And so, those 30 days, those were the longest 30 days of my life. I would say, honey, when you going back to work? Don't you need to go and do? No, and he was enjoying it, and I'm like, oh, he just in my way. I couldn't clean, I couldn't do things that I wanted to do. But when they are not there for good, and there's no way you can bring them back, there's a part of you that goes, "Ooh, wow! I wish I
Mm.
could have that moment." That moment, And so grieving doesn't have a number on how long it takes.
It
Not
doesn't.
at all. You learn to cope. You have to use coping skills to
Yes.
grieve. People can't tell you how long to grieve. People can't say, oh, it's too soon, or
Mm-hmm.
because they are not you. What's good for you may not be good for me. What's good for me may not be good for you.
Right.
So grief process through the holidays. I just said lend support. If you know that
Yeah.
person is having a hard holiday, maybe a word, a card, because we have to keep numbers down in households. A card, maybe a drive-by. I was thinking about you, whatever. And let me say this: I'm sending a shout out to Nick Jackson, one of my best friends, Charles uh, Jackson Jr. lost his life to COVID in March, and
Mm.
his children, I think it's Chantel. Chantel. I hope I pronounced her name right. And Nick Jackson. Um, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you. I hope the holidays will be good for you. I know this is the first Christmas without your father, and I just send my prayers up to you, and I'm there with you in spirit.
Christian said first. That's my
First,
son, you guys. He was the first one to log in and to watch our show.
we're
Our
gonna have to
show.
start giving gifts to those at first. New Year's, New Year's coming up. We're gonna have our cups and hey, Jim.
Hello, hello, hello.
New Year's, we're gonna have our cups and shirts, especially for those that have been a guest on the show. We're gonna make sure you get it. And since people want to chime in, the first person that starts chiming in when we start our New Year's show, you're gonna get something from us.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put a cap on my son because my son, I'm telling you
He's
guys,
gonna be in it.
he gonna be the first one, and he's gonna make it known. I'm
Yeah,
here
he's
first.
gonna be in it. Coffee cups, whatever. I want to do something that's gonna make our 2021 even better. So as
Come
we move
on,
out of this, maybe something but we're gonna do something for y'all that
give the
have
people what
supported
they
us.
want.
Yeah, give the people what the. Okay, don't get me started.
Oh, amazing!
Oh, his mom is
Thank
watching.
you, thank you, thank
um,
you, thank you.
Joyce Goin, welcome to our show. Uh,
Welcome.
we just love having family and friends join us on our show. Today we are talking about holidays, I mean, family and holidays.
Yes.
So, anybody, what other? Oh wait, can I tell the story about Pizza Hut?
Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. Let's give the people a story now because
Let me
that had
tell you
me
about
dying on the
Pizza.
phone. You
Okay.
gotta you gotta read the whole. Woo! That had me dying.
It is. This was. I have to. If I'm looking off to the side, it's because I have to get my phone
She has to read
and
this to you
I
guys.
have to. I have to read it to you. It
Yes,
was hilarious to me,
and to me,
and
because I
and
didn't expect it.
sometimes you my children when they come in from different states, they use my phone. No, this, yeah, when I'm there, they will use my phone, which is okay. Grandchildren or whoever use my phone, which is good. I don't have a problem with that. Not at all. However, there are some times that you don't know what's on your phone. And so, okay, here it goes. This is a conversation that I had with a team member with Pizza Hut. Okay, here it goes. The team member. Hello, takeout or delivery? Me. Delivery. Team member. What's your number? 0000000. Team member. What's your address? Blank the blank blank. Here's my address. 1234 West 107th Street, Inglewood. Team member. Huh? And then me, 1234 West 107th Street, Inglewood. She said, hold please. I was on hold for 10 minutes. So she comes back. She says, are you still holding? I'm like, yeah, yes. Now I am furious. I'm upset. You done had me holding on this phone for 10 minutes and you're going to come back and ask me, am I still holding? Yes, I'm holding because I want to order this pizza. So she says, okay. So she starts from the beginning. Okay, what's your number? Okay, what's your address? Delivery or takeout? And I said, is there a problem? She says, I said, is there a problem? And she says, this is Natchitoches, Louisiana. We don't deliver in Inglewood.
For
And
you
I
guys that
start
don't
cracking
know,
up. So
my
I'm like,
mom all the way in California.
trying to order a pizza
Oh
from
god.
Natchitoches, Louisiana. Now I'm trying to figure out why are you talking to me about Natchitoches? I could put all that in there because it was very. Why are you talking to me about Natchitoches? She says, I can't find the address. I always order. I always order from this pizza place. What do you mean you can't find my address, ma'am? It's Natchitoches. I don't know that address. And I'm like,
I
Natchitoches.
can't.
So I started laughing. And so then I thought, oh, I was in Natchitoches, Louisiana when I ordered a pizza. So on my phone, I just put Pizza Hut, cracking up. Pizza Hut, Natchitoches, Louisiana. I'm so sorry. I gave that girl a headache because she was
Wow.
on the phone for 10 minutes looking for that address.
She probably thought you was crazy, Ma. She was like, I got this this crazy woman on my phone.
That was
Ooh.
hilarious. And it was funny. I was like, oh, you know how people do you. They know they wrong. They know they wrong. And they go, oh.
Did you say sorry? Did you tell the people sorry? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Said, oh.
And I know she probably was thinking, what she mean? Oh.
Like,
I've
ma'am,
been on
there
the
is an
phone
apology
10
after
minutes.
oh.
10 minutes looking for this address. And the address, she said, this is Natchitoches, Louisiana. We
I
don't
would have said
deliver
that from
in
Drum Street. I'm like, did you
Inglewood.
say Inglewood, California, ma'am? No, ma'am. This is not what we're doing on today.
Right. But when we talk about what we talk about, Nisi and the holidays, look,
Yes, you let's talk about
there's
me.
you know, share with us if some of you who are watching some of the funniest things at Christmas time you could remember. Uh we had so many
We
that
did.
kept it going. And I know this year for a lot of you, Christmas is gonna be funny because we are doing things a whole new way.
Oh yeah.
A whole different way. You know, Uncle Willie, who like to take a few nip, may not be there this year.
Hey, COVID make you
You
change your
know,
whole life.
so I mean, Trina, what is going to be different for your Christmas this year?
We're gonna
Share
have a
with the
tree.
people. Give the people
Look,
what they want.
look, we're gonna have a tree.
I
Look,
hope not
okay,
that tree we
hold
had
on.
last year.
No, okay. So let me tell y'all the story because my youngest is 17 and he's about to turn 18 in 3 months. So this year, apparently, he got this epiphany. It was like, Mom, I want a tree. And I'm like, what happened to you? What happened to my son that what happened to my son that didn't want no tree? What happened to the children that was like, oh, we'll deal with this little bitty tree because we've been working with that tree he picked out since he was 3.
It's a
Let me tell
tree.
you guys something. I bought a tree and they didn't want to find all the pieces. I'm not gonna say they could not find all the pieces. You know how children are. They just tired of looking for the
They
pieces.
didn't look.
So
Going by.
they were like, we can't find the pieces. I said, so what we gonna do? They was like, we don't need no tree. Hey, look, we can use this tree. And I was like, really, you guys? They was like, no big deal. And so we've been using that tree for like three 3 years, I think. And so
Describe
now
the tree. Describe it.
it's a Charlie Brown tree. It- because when he was 3, he wanted to pick out the Christmas tree. We went to the store and he was like, I want this one. Now the box was huge. I want this one, mommy. I was like, this is the one you want? He was like, yeah. I get the tree, get home. I took that thing out the box. I was so mad. Cause the tree was about like this big. It wasn't big at all. I was mad and called my husband. I was like, you know what kind of tree he picked out? He was like, well, if that's the tree he wants, that's the tree we're gonna have. And we had this little tree that could sit on your doggone little nightstand beside your bed. And so he loved that doggone tree. And he still to this day, it was a little bit bigger than that. Okay. 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 But to this day, he still has the tree, and the lights just stopped working. So y'all do the math on that one. But we've been dealing with this little small tree, and he loved it. I guess this year he was like, I want a tree, and I was like, what happened? He was like, and can we have gifts? I was like, huh? We haven't did gifts in like about 4 years. We spend money daily, constantly. What? And for you guys, my son is 17 and we're a size 14. So you imagine how much money's coming out of the pockets. Okay. My oldest one don't even grow like that anymore. So, but yeah, so now I was like, what is going on? I guess he wanted to have a last hoorah before he turned 18. I don't know what it is, you guys. But yes, we're getting a tree this year. So that's gonna be a new tradition.
We always had a tree when they were young.
Oh
We
god.
had a Christmas tree. We had a real Christmas tree. We went out and we picked the Christmas tree, bought that tree home, and we always had a tree. This this is the second year ever in my life that I have an artificial tree. It's really cute, and it's because I think my house is too small for the big tree I've been trying to drag in here every year. So last year, I said, I can't drag the big old tree in the house. So I was in one of my favorite craft stores. Thank you, Michael's.
Michael's be
I did these crafts. Yeah. Okay. I did these. Can you see? Yeah.
yes, you see the
Yeah.
cracks.
I did this. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. I did my centerpieces, my Christmas tree. So I did it. So I love Michael's. So I was in Michael's last year, and I was running around last minute. I was working a lot last year, so I was like, I don't have a time to get this big tree. This big tree, I don't feel like dragging it in the house. And it was so funny. They had this tree in a bucket. It had everything on it. All I had to do was pull out the box and plug it in. And I was like, I'm getting this tree. It was on sale. I love a sale.
I love a sale.
I love it. It was on sale, so I bought the tree. I bought the tree home. I put that tree up, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty." And my other daughter, she was like, "Mom, what's that?" I said, "That's a Christmas tree." Well, where we gonna put gifts? Oh, just set them on the floor.
Hey, look.
So I decorated the house inside and out. So the tree was pretty good. This year, I was excited. I'm going to get my Christmas tree. I pulled my Christmas tree out, and my daughter Camille walked in there and she cracks up. She just started laughing. Like, she was like, look at that little bitty Christmas tree. I'm like, what's wrong with the tree? I'm going to have to show you guys my tree. But
Show
it's
them next
really,
week.
huh?
I said, show the people next week.
I am. I'm not going to get up and show now. But it's really cute. But it's the cutest tree. It's got everything on it, including the lights. And so I love it. and I make it look like it's a huge tree in the window.
Hey, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. Oh,
Oh,
look, her baby's in college. Ooh, in New
oh,
York.
oh yeah, he gonna know. They got to stay
Yeah,
there. But we're gonna send prayers out to him, Melissa.
to
We,
her, her
yeah, but
daughter.
to her, I'm sorry, but
Yeah, Melissa had a daughter.
so I make my tree look really big. I put it on this stand, and it looks really big. And then I put this big angel on there. It's really pretty. I love it. My daughter think the tree just look. We only had that for last year. I don't know why you brought that tree back this year.
Well,
I
it
understood
happened
last year, but
to.
I don't understand this year. But my tree looks good. I like my little tree.
Hey,
I like my
get the
little.
people what they want. My look, I said I'm gonna go ahead and get this doggone tree, y'all.
Yes, I
Y'all see
think
my face?
Christmas to have the smell of the pine and the tree and the house, and then you're cooking the cookies,
Oh, I'm
and
not getting a real one. That's too much work.
uh,
Lies. Mm-mm.
you got grown boys and
Nope.
grown women.
Mm-mm. Nope.
It's gonna take
Mm-mm.
me to come to
I
Florida to have
have
a real
dogs.
Christmas.
I
I'm gonna
have
have to come
dogs.
to Florida.
Okay,
I'm
I
gonna
have
have to come to
dogs.
Florida, and we're gonna have to do real Christmas next year because no, we have to have a real
We
tree.
have little babies. We can't be having all this stuff that are very,
I don't. I,
very, very curious.
no.
Especially
We
this
got
one. Especially this
my
one.
grands need a Christmas tree. Real.
Shoot.
You guys had a
Yeah.
real Christmas tree.
Well, Lady J.
You
As
had a real Christmas tree. That's
long as you like to go with it. Look, lady, go on with your tree. I'm gonna get a tree.
Melissa. I thought that was Melissa.
I'm gonna get me a tree, and we're gonna decorate it now. We do like
A
decorate.
real tree.
We definitely
I
like
love real
decorating
trees.
in our house.
It's like a real tree is not Christmas unless you have that real tree and the smell of pine. And I don't mean the spray smell of pine.
I don't even want the smell of pine.
I want the smell of
I
pine.
don't like it.
But
Mm-mm.
I don't have it, so I have candles, you know.
Nope.
But
Nah.
and then the other part of Christmas are like shout out to Lifetime movies and Hallmark. Woo, thank you.
They sure be giving them movies though. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
And now I think it's uh Bounce and some what is it? Own and BT. They are putting out some nice Christmas movies.
Yeah, I'll check
Let me.
them out.
I've been watch movies all weekend long.
Oh, I do too.
All
Well, not
weekend
lately, but
long. Let me tell you, I love that Lifetime. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
I
I
like
like
Lifetime, and they give
I
you
like
good storylines. Um, just love it. But
I
one of
like
the
the
most
Christmas ones.
30 what is that 34th Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh
That's
my gosh,
good,
I love that one.
and It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes.
I think they need to do a
I
remake of
love
It's a
those.
Wonderful Life.
Sometimes
Somebody,
when people do the remakes, it don't come out the same.
I
Something they
know,
just need
but
to leave alone.
I would just like to see a remake of it. Now, Scrooge have been remade over and over, different ones. I
Hmm.
seen a one similar to that on Lifetime the other night. It last week. It was really good. Um, it was about the lady and her life. It was good. Um,
Yeah.
so
The
some
Grinch
things.
for the other children, the Grinch.
Oh,
Yeah, for the
I,
other children, for the other people, mine.
what?
Yeah. For the
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Charlie
oh
Brown
my goodness.
Christmas. Charlie Brown's Christmas.
You know what? When it
I
comes to
love Charlie
Charlie
Brown Christmas.
Brown,
I love Charlie Brown Christmas.
um,
Rest in peace to the creator. I love Charlie Brown Christmas. It was just something about it when I was a child. We were going to watch Charlie Brown.
well, y'all go ahead
My
and watch
parents,
it.
we were watching Charlie Brown. No ifs, ands, or buts. I want to see Charlie Brown. And I love it. See him dragging a tree in the blanket, Linus? Yeah. But
That's funny. There's a movie that we've been watching since our children were little, and it was the Mickey Mouse Christmas.
oh,
I the it was like a nice little Christmas series, and I think we watched it last year. It was just something we did every year, but this year I am looking forward to decorating the house because we do decorate the inside. We don't decorate the outside. Nobody got time for that. We don't decorate the outside. We decorate the inside. We make that inside look wonderful. People from the streets can see our decorations in the window. So we like doing that, you know. So get into it, people. Get start decorating. I like decorating everything.
yeah, decorating is a good what is it? Comfort tool. It's something that you could do to take your minds off this a lot. I was going to decorate the outside of the house, but I'm just like, oh my lord, that's going to be a lot. I do it myself because my house is not like real big, but I can do it myself. But I do the back and I do the front. I do the inside. I used to decorate every room in the house. I have the kitchen done. I do parts of that. I do the whole living room. Um, I just because I think what made me tired this year was that I was making crafts. Me and my daughter,
Those are cute. Oh, I
we
like
were,
those.
we were making crafts, making things.
You're gonna make me
Um,
pull out my craft stuff. When I was teaching, I had a whole bunch of craft stuff. So
yeah, we've been
pull
doing
out my teaching
crafts.
tools. Look at
Uh,
God.
yeah, I've been doing craft, which I have not done that since I had children at home. But since it's been COVID, um, they bring things, projects home for her to do, and so I got all kinds of stuff. She could have made Laker signs, she could have made Clipper
Oh
signs,
shoot, Mom,
but
see, give me ideas.
but yeah, so we've been doing crafts, and so that's another tool for Christmas to bring the family together to make things for Christmas when you stuck in a house with COVID. Because Los
Hmm.
Angeles County, we are kind of on the lockdown to where they don't want you really going out unless it's very essential for you to go out. So you have to find time. These children have been out of school almost a year. Parents, I feel for you.
Hey,
I think I love. Okay, no, parents, I feel for you, but find some things for them to do. It's stuff in your house, in your kitchen that they can make crafts out of. It's something that they can do and have fun with it to make Christmas a little bit better this year.
bacon,
Yeah,
cookies,
yeah. I didn't
and
think I was ever going to be
it's
trying to
great.
make no centerpieces. Please, no.
You know what? I dig centerpieces. And look, for the people, Dollar Tree is your best friend. Let me tell you something.
99
You
cents
can make,
more.
yes, you can make so much out of so little. Don't
Yes.
sleep on it. Do not sleep on it. Decorations, school, all that stuff. Because I taught my class and I had all this stuff. Now, not everything came from Dollar Tree. It's just because Dollar Tree didn't have it. But I did have to go to the craft store for some of the stuff. But
Right.
I had the liberty to be creative and
Yeah.
bring all the stuff in to capture the children's attention. So, oh gosh, you can use that for everything. I decorate my house for
Yeah.
birthdays, Halloween. So let me, even though we're in the Christmas, let me tell you what we did. So we growing up, we didn't celebrate Halloween, right? But as we got older, I was just like, I have children. They know the differences and, they just like the costume. Like our youngest one, he can be in his costume and karate kicking around this whole house. When he was younger, it didn't matter. So what we had started doing was we start putting on shows in our window for Halloween. So I think one Halloween they did Star Wars. And so they was doing like a whole scene and all that good stuff for Star Wars. So a couple of Halloweens, so we decided that we weren't gonna do the show. So I was like, we're gonna play a game. And let me tell you, people, it doesn't matter how old your kids are. It doesn't matter how old they are. They're gonna do this. So I was like, we're gonna play a game. So everybody has to put on blindfolds. Each person goes one at a time. They put on a blindfold and we spin them. So because at our front door we have like a little walk-in. So they're at the front door, and we spin them around. Count to 10. You spin them around in circles. Now we took the candy that you're supposed to pass out for the people that come for the candy. We didn't pass them out. We ate it ourselves. So so we hid the candy in my former living room and dining room. We hid the candy around, and so when we had spun the individuals, they had to they had to slide their way or crawl their way on the floor to find the candy. Let me tell you something. Look, my grown adult children were sliding on this floor. My niece and nephew were sliding on this floor, blindfolded, looking for candy. Let me tell you something. There is nothing you cannot do to find fun. And we did that, and COVID was not even here. we
Right.
just
I,
we just want the candy for
COVID
us.
had COVID has brought out creative juices in all of us.
He sure will do it.
Yes, yes. He COVID has brought out creativeness that we all have had inside of us. I never thought I was an artist. Look, I cannot draw. I'm still drawing stick
Like,
people. Uh, look, when my children were young, they went to their father because he was the artist, not me. I'm still doing stick people.
yes.
Um, but you find that in times like these, you have to come up with something to keep your mind stimulated besides games. And so being creative, whether it's cooking, whether it's crafts, whether it's finding new ways to decorate, or um, those of us, some of you, not me, can hire somebody to decorate. With COVID, a lot of us had to learn how to do our hair. You might need a nail machine. You might need be creative and
Mhm.
learn how to do stuff. So a lot of us that had nails couldn't go get our regular manicures early this year.
But I did buy the set to do my own
Yeah.
nails. And so
So
I
we have
will
to
do my own
learn.
nails, no
We
problem.
have to learn how to curl on hair. Flat
Well,
iron. Let me tell you, my favorite tool is the flat iron. Woo, Lord, thank you for making the flat iron. But before the flat iron, let me tell you, they knew how to press. So sometimes you have to go back to that old way before you come up with a new way. But COVID has made us get so creative, and especially during
mhm.
Christmas time, we have to be really creative with our children, our family, and being, even if you are going to be, you may have a few family members, say 10 family members, and your house is big enough to hold 10 family members. It's a matter of being, you might want to set up little Santa areas,
Mm.
make a little Santa shops, so you
Aw.
can enjoy one another. My home is not that big. I usually do a grown folks Christmas every Christmas day. It has been a tradition for, wow, several years. And it's only for grown. It was only for grown folk. And it has taken off. So I had like 30 people that would come to my small home, and we would have games and food. I would cook all the food
Mhm.
because this was my gift to all my friends. I would cook up some food and we'd have games, and it was so much fun. And so this year, I was getting calls. Well, you're going to do the grown folk Christmas? No, my house is not that big, but we're trying to come up with other ways to have our grown folks Christmas, because it's very important for us to yet stay in contact with one another during this time. I miss my sisters, I miss my friends, I miss my children. Um, but we have to, come up with ideas to stay connected. You
Yes,
know,
that's very important.
yeah, it's back in the day. My grandparents didn't have what we have today. My grandparents, I was here in LA, and my grandparents was in Texas, so it wasn't, they had to get a letter. Now we have social media where we can talk to our grandchildren and family members, which is good. But I'm one of those, I want to see you in person. Don't
Yeah.
be calling me talking about Merry Christmas. I want to hear
And
your voice. You know, my son is real bad about that. Yeah, I'm blasting you out because
then
we
that,
don't
and that text
call.
message.
He has sent a text message. Happy birthday, mama. What?
I
Okay.
always call. Look, I
Let me
may not
forget your
post a
birthday.
lot,
Let me
but I
forget your
definitely call.
birthday.
He
You gonna
calling
call me,
me.
Mama, it was my birthday.
He calling. Talking about my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow. Okay.
Ah, I love you,
So,
dude.
find something that you're gonna have a memory that lasts you a lifetime, even
Yeah,
with this COVID time. This is gonna be a Christmas we all will never forget.
at all.
Never. And you know what? I enjoy it because I'm like this. God just blessed us to make it through it, through all of the deaths of friends and family, through everything that we all gone through those that lost jobs, through those that had to deal with food issues and all
Mhm.
these issues, money issues. You made it through it. It's almost over. It's almost over. And just a plug, they supposed to be giving out this COVID test. Praise the Lord. Just do your research and all of that. We want a cure, but we want a cure that's not going to kill folks.
Look, somebody.
So we want to be prayerful in that instance. And as we go into the new year, we're going in with a new president, a new vice president. Things may can look better. The future looks good as long as you're in it.
That's amazing. Amazing.
As
You
long as
know,
you
so yeah, just make sure you guys make this this year the best you can make it. I say this today may not have been great, but you have another chance tomorrow. And
yeah.
if you know, or right now may not be good, but what about an hour from now? What about a couple of minutes from now?
Mhm.
You're able to change the outcome of your day, no matter how mad somebody may make you, no matter how things may go. Things can always change and look different. So please love on your loved ones. I'm not telling you to kiss nobody's behind, but I am saying love on your loved
At
ones,
six
love
feet,
on your family. Yes, six. Look, give me six, okay? But love on them. Show your appreciation. Don't wait till the holidays to do so. Just
right.
do it just because you want to, because it's in your heart to do so. I do that to my siblings all the time. I give them a call, I'm like, hey, and the first thing they say, what's wrong? Nothing. Nothing wrong. I just want to call you, tell you I love you. Bye. You know, you know that
Right.
that's me. I'm just gonna love on my family and my friends because it's just because that's just who I am and how I am. So you guys just continue to love on each other, give each other encouragement, and for those who have lost loved ones to passing, if you don't know what to say, you know what, I'm here for you, and really be there for them because there are some
Right.
people that say I'm here for you, and they're not
Never,
really there for you.
never
They
hear
just
from
say it
them
so they can look good.
again. Yeah.
So, if you tell me you there for me, I'm gonna call you on it. I'm like, you remember when you told me you there for me? Well, I need you to be there today and see what
Yeah.
happens. Just
Yeah.
don't tell me that. If you don't mean it, don't tell me because I'm gonna call you on it.
See, the book tells us, the Bible tells us, the greatest gift that we could give is the gift of love. The greatest commandment. Excuse me. Hold on.
You gotta sip that tea.
Excuse me. Is the gift of love. And that is truly. It doesn't matter what you look like. See, love don't look like anything. Love don't look like any one
At
person.
all. Mm-hmm.
Love don't look like any one color. Love is just love. And the greatest thing you could do is love someone all the time, but especially in this season. This
Yeah.
season is about giving and loving. Love on somebody. That is the greatest gift you can give. And if you could spare a little bread, if you could spare a little money, then do that by the leading of God. Do that. But one thing I know, love never fails. Love never fails. And love is not conditional.
So you guys, we thank you for joining us on Mothers, Sisters, and Daughters Coffee and Tea. Meet
Yes.
us here next Saturday. You don't look, I may have said this any other time, but next Saturday, I promise you, you do not want to miss it. You don't want
Oh,
to
it's
miss
not.
it.
Yeah.
I'm not even giving no leaks or nothing. Y'all get a notification that day. Notification going up that day. I'm not giving no notifications out week prior, none of that. Don't miss next Saturday. Next Saturday is about to be everything.
Oh,
Everything.
what is the word they say? It's gonna be lit.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, my pastor. That was my pastor, First Holy Mount Zion
Love
Baptist
you.
Church. Eight, look,
Love you, Linda.
8117 South Main, Los Angeles, California. None other than Dr. Pastor Terry Nelson is in the house. Yes,
Um,
and love you too.
love you,
You
Linda.
coming back. Also, after the holidays, we're gonna start having our guests back. You know, everybody's in the holiday season, so we just been taking control of this whole show.
That's
So
what we do.
yeah, just whatever. It's live, and
Yes.
so we're gonna have our guests back. But like Trina G said, next week is
Ooh,
going to be the bomb diggity.
come
It's
on.
going to be lit up in here.
I'm
Do you
excited. I'm
hear me?
excited. Yes.
Yeah, we're excited. So we want you to join us next week. Hey, we love you all. Tell a friend, tell an enemy.
What? Enemies, come, 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 please, come.
Come on down to mother, sister, daughter, coffee and
Coffee
tea.
and tea.
That's what we
Bye, you
do.
guys.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Bye.
bye.